Oh, it's the big one. It's the big one. Our biggest game in 9 years. The biggest game since 2012, the Champions League final. This is it. This is where it all ends. The second leg of this Champions League semi-final. Chelsea against the Kings of Europe, Real Madrid at Stamford Bridge. 8 p.m. kickoff tomorrow evening. What a game. Chelsea, do not let us down. Tomorrow, the magnitude of tomorrow's game. I'm nervous. I don't know about you guys, but I'm nervous. Let's delve straight into this preview. I'll be delving into Thomas Tuchel's press conference. I'll be giving you guys my predicted lineup. We'll also be delving into tactics, how we can nullify Real Madrid's threat. We'll be delving into some injury news in regards to Real Madrid, who will be back fit for them, who is still injured for them. So I'll be giving you guys an update in regards to that and how tactically we can outclass Zinedine Zidane and of course Real Madrid. And I'll be finishing off with a score prediction for you guys. But before I do get into all of it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, comment down below your thoughts, opinions, and comment down below your score prediction. But honestly, in terms of the magnitude, how big this game is, I can't stress this enough. As I keep stressing, it's the biggest game in 9 years. You know, we have a 1-1, we have that slender advantage, nothing major, but tomorrow is all about tactics. It's all about who can start with a greater momentum, the intensity. Tomorrow is massive, and we need every single advantage, we need every single factor in our favour in terms of who's going to score first. You know, what are the advantages to us? How quick we start the game? All of these are going to come into factor, and tomorrow is massive. I'm already nervous. It is over 24 hours until the game, and I'm already nervous. You know, it's crazy, but let's delve straight into Thomas Tuchel's press conference, and it was quite interesting. First of all, he congratulated Chelsea women for reaching the Champions League final for the first time, and myself as well. I will congratulate the Champions League women team as well. Tremendous achievement. It's their first ever time reaching the Champions League final. Hopefully, the men's can repeat that tomorrow evening, but congratulations to the women, because that is a massive achievement, and they're doing the club proud. They're doing the club proud, so, you know, congratulations to them. Thomas Tuchel then went on to say that the pressure is on against Real Madrid and Chelsea need to believe in themselves, otherwise they simply have no chance. Thomas Tuchel said Chelsea have an almost full squad. Now, this is the caveat here. Let me delve into some team news, because unfortunately, breaking news, Mateo Kovacic is injured for the game. He can't make it back for the game. Now, it's really frustrating and annoying, because before the Fulham game, after the first leg of the Madrid game last Tuesday, exactly a week ago, he was due to return for the Fulham game. You know, he just recovered from his injury. It was just match fitness. And then he had a setback. It was in the same muscle. It was in the same area. Another setback. So he was ruled out for the Fulham game. And then we were all fingers crossed hopeful that he could potentially at least feature and make it back for the Madrid game tomorrow. Unfortunately, that's not the case. He's still injured. They don't want to risk it, which is fair enough. And that's our only injured player. Everyone else is completely fit. You know, we have an almost full squad. The match fitness is there. It's only Mateo Kovacic who is actually injured as it stands. Thomas Tuchel says Christian Pulisic made a good decision to take the number 10 at Chelsea. It sets the tone, but you will always be compared with all of the number 10s around the world. That is the downside. Antonio Rudiger will face Real Madrid and play with a mask. He did pick up an injury against Madrid, hence why he didn't play against Fulham. Although saying that, he wasn't going to feature against Fulham anyway, because, you know, he's part of our first team. We did rotate heavily against Fulham. But in the last minute of the first leg against Madrid, he injured his shoulder. And essentially he needs to wear a face mask. So he's going to be wearing a face mask tomorrow. So pretty much confirms that he will be starting. Thomas Tuchel doesn't know what formation Real Madrid will use, but will focus on themselves. Thomas Tuchel says you have to accept the strikers miss big chances. It's part of the game. He's yet to make a decision on his starting 11, and we'll be delving into predicted lineup and tactics in a moment to face Real Madrid. Thomas Tuchel says Chelsea create enough chances to score more goals, and that will come with time and confidence. Thomas Tuchel says the lesson from the first leg is Chelsea can trust themselves and should have no fear against Real Madrid, because they deserve to be in the Champions League semi-finals. Thomas Tuchel says Chelsea will prepare for Sergio Ramos to start for Real Madrid tomorrow. There is no need or time except right now to extend his Chelsea contract. There was rumours today broken by Sky Sports Italia that Thomas Tuchel was on the verge of extending his contract, which in my opinion is amazing news. However, Tuchel has dismantled that news immediately, but we know that there could be something behind the scenes. Thomas Tuchel says Chelsea will only progress into the Champions League final if they are at their best level. He says that N'Golo Kante is a top guy and is the man needed to win trophies. Thomas Tuchel says N'Golo Kante is a shy, quiet and a polite person, not loud, but is so happy to have players like him. He said Chelsea are about winning, which has a great impact for the club. He said he doesn't feel the Champions League is the holy grail for Chelsea. They want to win all the games, no matter the opponent or the competition, and he will not reveal the team until it is announced tomorrow. So yes, that's essentially summarising Thomas Tuchel's press conference. Again, interesting press conference. And as I said, in regards to injury news, Mateo Kovacic is the only casualty. He won't feature at all against Madrid, which is a massive shame because I thought that with his qualities and attributes and what he offers to the team, he would have been very useful tomorrow. His ability to transition and play, his dribbling out of tight spaces. Unfortunately, it's not the case. But good news for Chelsea, Real Madrid have their own injury problems. In regards to Real Madrid, Sergio Ramos is back for Madrid. Marcelo had an issue this morning. He had to attend a polling station, but he's finished with his duties in regards to, essentially duties within national duties. And he will actually fly to London. They've already flown to London. He was on that plane. So Marcelo is available to play against Chelsea. Sergio Ramos is back for Real Madrid. Ferland Mendy is back for Real Madrid. Federico Valverde is back for Real Madrid. However, Rafael Varane has been ruled out injured. He will miss the game against Chelsea tomorrow evening. And Carvajal is ruled out for the rest of the season. He will also not feature for Real Madrid, meaning Odriozola will probably be the right back that Real Madrid select in tomorrow evening's game, which could be a benefit, and I'll be delving into tactics in a moment. So again, it's not good news because Ramos, Valverde and Mendy all back, but Carvajal and Varane, they're both injured for the game. So it's a bit of a catch-22 there. So there's some pros and cons. The other positive for Chelsea is despite Ramos, Valverde and Mendy all back, none of them are 100% fit. Valverde has just recovered from COVID. He just had a negative COVID test, meaning that he hasn't really been training because he's been recovering from this illness, this virus. So he's not 100% match fit. Ferland Mendy's been injured for a long time. And Sergio Ramos has only played 125 minutes since January. And, we're in May now, so it's been 4 months. He's only played 125 minutes. So again, he's not match fit either. And at his age of 35, 36, it's not easy to recover so easily. So we have that advantage of these three players aren't match fit. Yes, they're crucial to Real Madrid, but the fact that Real Madrid and Zinedine Zidane are rushing these players back so quickly means that they know how dangerous we are as an opponent. So that's something to take pride in. Those are the injury updates in regards to Chelsea and Real Madrid. Now let's delve into the predicted lineup. Now again, we know the formation. It's going to be a 3-4-2-1 that Thomas Tuchel's used. He's been using Edouard Mendy in goal. Pretty standard. I don't need to describe why. We know Edouard Mendy's going to be starting. Fullbacks, Chilwell and Reece James. Again, for me, Chilwell was our first choice left wing back. I think that he's ahead of the pecking order compared to Emerson Alonso. He's better as well technically in terms of the engine, what he offers to the team going forward. And defensively, he's amazing aerially as well. And it's going to be crucial in terms of winning those aerial duels. 3 centre-backs. This is controversial now because Azpilicueta being our captain, you'd expect him to start at right centre-back. And listen, Thomas Tuchel may play Azpilicueta at right centre-back, but for me, I wouldn't. This is the back three that I'd go for. I would go for Antonio Rudiger at left centre-back, of course. He's going to be playing with a mask. Thiago Silva for the experience at central centre-back again, winning those aerial duels, his ball-playing abilities. We saw that against Fulham for the wonderful first goal. And then I'll go for Andreas Christensen at right centre-back. Now, I've gone for 3 very tall centre-backs there to deal with Real Madrid's aerial presence and especially Karim Benzema's aerial presence. We saw what happened with the first goal in the first leg. Azpilicueta, of course, he lost the header at the far post with Rafael Varane because he hasn't got the height in there. You've got Chilwell, who's amazing aerially. And if you've got Christensen, who's a lot more taller and physically stronger compared to Azpilicueta due to his aerial presence, he can deal and nullify with that threat. And I think that that's going to be one of Real Madrid's strengths, is that aerial presence. So if you nullify that by having Christensen instead of Azpilicueta, for me, that's perfectly fine. Tactically, that makes a lot of sense. Now, people will say, well, who's going to be the captain? We need some leadership in that team. I think that Thiago Silva has plenty of experience. We don't need Azpilicueta necessarily. So that would be the 3 centre-backs. Reece James, again, he's our first choice right wing back ahead of Hudson-Odoi. Much better defensively going forward. He has that variety of crosses, versatile, strong, powerful, can deal with Eden Hazard alongside Andreas Christensen on that right-hand side to deal with Eden Hazard's threat. The pivot for me is very simple. Kovacic is injured, so for me it's going to have to be Jorginho and Kante. Kante offers that athleticism to be that box-to-box midfielder, offering defensively and offensively, intercepting, high pressing. You then got Jorginho, who can control and dictate the midfield with his press resistance, with his triangles, left and right, his diagonal switches. Jorginho for me has been one of our best players since Thomas Tuchel's arrived. He's been fundamental and crucial to the style that we're playing. And he was completely rested against Fulham. So for me, he's got the energy for that. So for me, pivot's going to be Jorginho and Kante. And then the front three is going to be controversial again. Mason Mount at the right attacking cam. Christian Pulisic is a left attacking cam. Again, he was rested against Fulham, so it's pretty much obvious that Pulisic will be playing. Now, here's the caveat here. Here's the controversy. Now, some people may select Werner. Some people may select Havertz. I'm going to go for a false 9 system with Kai Havertz as a false 9, Pulisic and Mount as a front 3. Why? Here's the tactics behind and here's the reasoning for that. Kai Havertz is the false nine. He's able to glide and drop into the pockets of space in between the lines. He can link up the play with your Mason Mounts, your Christian Pulisic, and we know Sergio Ramos is back for Real Madrid. Now, if there's no focal point from Chelsea's point of view, Ramos will struggle and be completely ineffective in this game, which is exactly what Chelsea want, which is exactly what Thomas Tuchel will want. If you have Werner, who's a bit more of a natural striker, then essentially Ramos can deal with that threat because Chelsea will then have a focal point. But with no focal point, Kai Havertz can glide. That front three is fluid. You've got Christian Pulisic, Mason Mount, Kai Havertz that can glide and essentially switch positions. They can alternate in positions. They can glide. It's a fluid front three because it's a false nine system. I think that's the most effective way in terms of tactics. You've still got the aerial presence from Kai Havertz. We know his aerial presence. We know he's a tall, physical player as well. He can link up the play. He's technically very good. He scored 2 goals against Fulham, so again, he's on some good form now. He's got some confidence. I think the right decision would be tactically to play Kai Havertz as a false nine. Again, you can always bring on Timo Werner in second half to essentially, with its pace and acceleration to exploit those spaces. Again, and cause havoc against Madrid. Think about it this way. If we were 1-0 up, Werner would be the perfect player to bring on in second half because, yes, he misses sitters, but even though Madrid would be chasing a goal, it would force Madrid to drop their defensive line a bit more because of Werner's pacing behind. If you have a high line of your Ramoses who's very slow and you've got Werner who's pacey, that's going to cause them problems. So again, you can always bring Werner on. I'll definitely at least feature Werner in this game. But for me personally, tactical reasons, I'd play Kai Havertz in a false nine position. But that's just my thoughts, opinions. What do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. In terms of a score prediction, I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea on the night. So on aggregate, it's going to be a 3-2 Chelsea. I believe Chelsea will make it into the Champions League final. This is a massive night. I believe in the team. I have full faith and confidence in this team. I have full faith and confidence in Thomas Tuchel. We can do this. We have the ability. We got to a semi-final for a reason because we are capable and we have the ability to do this. I believe in this team. We can do this. Come on, Chelsea. Come on. Let's do this. I want to be happy after the review. Come on. Let's get into that Champions League final. But if you did enjoy this preview, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video.